Let's end Tristamation this year by talking about the SpongeBob Squarepants movie. Joining me once again is Mudlink.
Hey there guys, I'm back. Ooh boy, you get to talk about this movie. I'm so surprised to hear that you want to do this review.
That's right, I'm a huge SpongeBob fan, but first, let's talk about our history with the show. You'll go first.
So, with my history with SpongeBob is simple, like many others. I grew up watching the show since I was a kid, and for a large part of my life I watched SpongeBob.
When it comes to me, I used to watch a bunch of Nicktoons, like Rocko's Modern Life, Ren and Stimpy, Hey Arnold, and of course, SpongeBob. I used to be a massive fan of the show. I used to watch the show every day I would come home from school. I played the PS2 games, and I even met SpongeBob and Patrick at Universal Orlando. However, I don't watch the new episodes anymore because it has gone through a major downfall.
Yeah, I'd say for a long while, SpongeBob had been very rough, to say the least. The newest season, I'd say, is probably like them hitting back their stride. Although, you know, it can very easily go back to the bottom of the barrel again.
But does this movie hold up like the early seasons? Let's find out.
We sent on SpongeBob just doing what he normally does when he gets home. He's happy to go to work, runs along, says hi to Patrick, and then ends up stepping on Plankton just because. As soon as he makes it to the Krusty Krab, however, there was a promotion that has happened. And SpongeBob thinking, hey, I'm the best fried cook in this place, I'm gonna get this promotion. And it turned out it was Squidward. And which led to SpongeBob getting very, let's just say, hammered.
Meanwhile, Plankton steals King Neptune's crown and frames Krabs for it. So now SpongeBob and Patrick have to go on this journey to Shell Stage to get King Neptune's crown and prove that they are men.
So, one of my favorite parts about this movie is honestly the comedy. The comedy, it's very SpongeBob. It's a lot of very quick slapstick jokes. There's a lot of, that subtle adult humor that SpongeBob was known for. And of course, just the personalities of everyone. Squidward just being, out of it and being happy with not having to work. There's Mr. Krabs and, him loving money, SpongeBob with this just jolly attitude, Patrick being a big old dumbass.
Yeah.
Everything, there's no out of character. There's no one who's out of character. Everyone that worked on this movie knew exactly what they were going to be doing with this.
Yeah, and one thing I do love about this movie is that it doesn't feel like an episode. It actually feels like a legit movie. In other movies based on cartoons, it just feels like a whole hour of an episode. But here, it actually feels like a legit movie, and it fits perfectly. Also, I have to give credit for that there are some memorable scenes in this movie, like the David Hasselhoff scene, and that freaking meme scene is so hilarious that I even bought that surprise Patrick figure. It's so fucking amazing.
Yeah, of course, let's not also forget about the song that plays right before it. Man, to see SpongeBob do a fucking musical number and then hit it really well was amazing.
Yeah, the musical numbers are great. Also, another character you seem to forget that is a good impact in this movie is Plankton. Sure, he's usually the guy that just steals the Krusty Krab formula, but they add more to his character. They give him a maniacal scheme, and it works perfectly in this movie. That being said, the only flaw I have with this movie is that I wish we would have seen more of the side characters like Sandy, Mrs. Puff, or even Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, but the two characters I mentioned before only make like a few cameos in this movie and aren't that important.
It's mostly about the journey with SpongeBob and Patrick. That's the important part, which is the important part. Although, yeah, it would have been nice to see, a bit more for the other characters, since this was intended to be the end of SpongeBob.
And I wish it was. But even if it was not series finale or not, or just a movie, this is still an amazing time. This may be an unpopular opinion, but I consider this one of the best movie to be based on a cartoon. It has clever writing, funny and memorable moments, and all the characters we know and love.
It's a movie that you could just pick up and watch whenever, and you always have fun with it.
Yeah.
It's one of the most important movies when it comes to anything cartoon related.
Yes. But the only people I won't recommend this to is people that don't like SpongeBob, because at the end of the day, this is SpongeBob Squarepants. But if you're a major fan of SpongeBob like us, you'll definitely love this movie. In fact, I recommend those who haven't seen the show, make you into a show. Seasons 1 to 3. You could just ignore the rest of the seasons. They're not that important.
Yeah. You can really watch whatever episode of SpongeBob you can to really get to see what made this guy one of the biggest cartoon properties out there.
Is there anything we have to say left?
Yep. Of course there is. Steven Hillenburg, thank you for making one of the most influential cartoons out there, shaping a lot of people's childhoods, including our own.
And thank you for being a great inspiration to all of us.